Good morning, everyone. I woke up early and I'm here in Bozeman at the Bozeman Beach. It's really quiet. There's nobody here. It's peaceful, except for the loud trucks over there working. But other than that, it's so peaceful. Let me flip it around and show you. Good birds chirping. So pretty. I take my kids down here to play a lot in the summer. It's getting pretty cold here though. This morning I'm wearing like a sweater and leggings and I'm freezing. Look how pretty. It's funny, just changing over time. Like what I used to care about just doesn't really matter anymore. Things like money and having a nice big house. It's funny how those things change, priorities change. And it's weird to me like that I ever cared about those things, but I guess that's just society and the society we live in. We're growing up thinking that money matters when it doesn't. I mean, of course you need it to live, and in this system you do need money to live in the system, but it's just not as important as it's made out to be, and also it's made in a different way than we're taught that it's made. We're taught that it's made by going to college and getting a degree, getting a respectable job, career, and working your way up the ladder. That doesn't get people anywhere. That makes people unhappy for a long time. I think that the real key to it is finding your passion and making a living from your passion, being an entrepreneur. That's what I'm attempting to do. That's what I've attempted to do for a long time. And whether I make money off of it right now or not is not a huge issue to me. It's more about living my passion, being happy about doing something, not going to a 9-to-5 job and being miserable for the rest of my life just to live. It doesn't even feel like living anymore at that point. So just reflecting on that, and I think it would be great in the future to, once I get this really figured out for myself, to help people to get away from a 9-to-5 job and help them live their passion. Everybody needs to be living their passion. And if everybody lived their passion, then one day we could create a society that we could be proud of, one that we created and weren't born into, and one where we're a community again. We need to be a community again, and especially more now than ever as they're ripping communities apart. We can't let that happen, and we need to come together as a community and still be a community. So that's where I'm at on that, and that's what I'll strive for, is creating community, always accepting and not pushing people away because of their beliefs. I mean, I for one should know, because I have very strong beliefs and beliefs that are not very in line with the general population. So I am accepting of other people's beliefs, not that I say they're true, believe them, but I will take a moment to think about what they're saying and respect them for their opinion. So I hope people do the same to me, whether they think that my beliefs are crazy or whatever it is. I'm a very spiritual person, so sometimes that can trigger people. Yeah, so I think everyone should be able to have conversations without being triggered, without having to be politically correct. You're just hurting people's feelings, I guess, if you say anything. And people need to check in with their own emotions and that has to do with you, and it does not have to do with the other person. Like, whatever is going on with you is the reason why you're being triggered by whatever the person's saying. So really use that as an opportunity is what I try to do. It's hard, but you attempt to use it as an opportunity for growth instead of like just being angry that somebody offended you. That's going to get you nowhere. That's going to make you upset, depressed, and angry in your life. So one of the best things I ever did was just look at myself. There's always something in you that's being triggered. I realize that. And it helps because then you know that that's what you need to work on. That's where you need to dig deep, find the issue, work through your pain and your hurt, and try to heal. And then you can start to live a life that's more fulfilling. That's what I've attempted to do, and it's worked out so far. I'm on a journey, ever-changing journey. I'm walking through wet grass with sandals on. It's like no fun at all. Look how pretty. I need to have like a birthday party under this thing. And they have a little garden. Oh, look how pretty. Sorry, I'm obsessed with gardens, flowers. They're so pretty. I gotta soak this up before winter. So pretty. Got some historical facts. I hear a train. It's so pretty down here and peaceful. There's nobody here. Hi, train. My children will be covering their ears right now. Might as well talk a little bit about my spirituality since we mentioned that earlier. My parents were spiritual when I was younger. I was in a church. That train's so loud. I was in a church. It was called Church Universal and Triumphant. It was called Cut for short. And it was like a pretty normal, I guess, normal religion. It was like a bunch of religions put together kind of thing. They just like took pieces. But I didn't like religion because religion was like making me follow certain things, and I didn't like that. Like, it didn't feel right to have to follow a certain set of rules, or you weren't like part of that community. That was weird to me ever since I was little. Like, I knew that when I was really young, like 8 years old. And I was like, this is weird, and I just didn't want to be a part of it. So I never liked religion for that reason. But I was always spiritual. In my early 20s, I wasn't as spiritual, but when I got to, how old was I? I think I was like 25 or 26 when I like started becoming a lot more spiritual. It was like after I had my daughter, and I started living a way more natural lifestyle, because when I was in college I was like broke and like ate ramen noodles. So but I started to eat like organic food and natural living, and like natural pregnancy. I did natural birthing. My first two were born at the Bozeman Birth Center in Bozeman, and a private birth center, and then my littlest was born unassisted at home with with my husband. So yeah, ever since then I was like spiritual, I don't know. And that's actually like helped me a ton, because it's made me see that like the people that have hurt me in my life, I feel like there's a reason for that. Like maybe there was like a lesson that both of us needed to learn in that. So I like to look at things like that, whether that's the truth or not. That helps me. It helps me a lot. And it helps me forgive people, and that's like huge. If you forgive people, then you're free. Like, you're holding on to anger, and it's like, ugh, it makes you sick to your stomach. It's not good. And if you can just get into a different mind or a different headspace and, you know, like shift in some way. Like, you can't just like, oh, I want to shift and shift. You have to find out what the issue is, dig through it. Why do you have this issue? And then you get like a shift. It just happens. That's hard to explain, but you just feel different, and you can feel real forgiveness. You'll know when you've really forgiven somebody. I've thought I've forgiven people in the past, and I didn't, because when I thought about them, it was like still that feeling. You'll feel free, like the pain won't bother you anymore. So yeah, I'm actually I created a program. I'm a transformational coach, consciousness and transformational coach. So if anybody ever needs any help with that, please reach out. I created a program that it's 12 weeks, and it's supposed to create shifts in your thinking to to actually change like the way your subconscious works. Because a lot of times in your conscious mind, you want all these things. Like, you want abundance and happiness, a good marriage, you want to be a good mom, all these things. And you're like, why can't I get there? Because consciously you're like, I want these things, let's just do it. I know what to do. But your subconscious sabotages you, because your subconscious is like, you're not worthy of a good relationship. You're not worthy of abundance. Money's hard to come by. Like, it'll tell you all these things that were implanted into your subconscious as a child, and it's horrible. So you have to work to change your subconscious. There's different ways to do it, and that's kind of what my program works to do in a way. There's different things. It works to heal traumas and all those things. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Hold on. Oh, it's peaceful. There was my quick little rant on my spirituality and my coaching business. There will be plenty more in the future, I'm sure. I could literally talk for like a whole year on my spirituality and the way that it's evolved, because it evolves like every day. And yeah, I'm kind of self-conscious about sharing some of that, because in the beginning of my spirituality it kind of looked funny because I was so confused and everything. But yeah, I'm sure in the future I will share that. It's funny stories and things like that. So thanks for hanging out with me on my walk this morning. I'm checking out the beautiful scenery. Oh, it's so nice. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.